Alright, we've solved multi-step equations, and we've solved equations with fractions. And now we're going to do multi-step equations with fractions. Alright, so let's start with this equation. We have negative 5/3 minus 2r equals negative 11/9. So to start, we are going to clear the fraction. The way that we clear the fraction is we look at the denominators, the 3 and the 9. We are going to multiply by the largest common denominator. So we're going to multiply everything in this fraction by the common denominator between 3 and 9. The common denominator is 9. So I'm going to multiply everything on this side by 9, and then I multiply everything on this side by 9. So that will clear our fraction and get rid of it. So I'm going to do 9 times a negative 5/3. So I'll just write it out here so you can see. Alright, that means 9 over 1 times a negative 5/3 r. So what I end up with is I'm going to cross cancel, and then 3 times negative 5 is a negative 15. So this would be negative 15r. Then I'm going to multiply the 9 times the negative 2r, so I get negative 18r, equals, now I'm going to multiply the right side by 9 over 1. I cross reduce, and I get a negative 11. So now I've gotten rid of all the entire fraction, no fractions. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine like terms, and I have these two that are alike. So I will add them together, negative 15r plus a negative 18, that makes negative 33r, equals a negative 11. Now I divide by the negative 33, and I get a positive 1/3. So the answer to my equation is 1/3. And I'm not going to go back and check it. Alright, let's go to another problem. Steps. The steps that we use. We're going to clear the fraction. We're going to distribute if we needed, if we have parentheses. Then we combine like terms. Then we move variables to one side. Then we move the constants to the other side. And then we're going to divide by the coefficient to isolate the variable. So you can copy these down if you would like. These are our steps. Okay, so the next equation is this one. 3/4 x plus 3/2 x equals 9/4. So this isn't hard. We're just going to do what we did before. We're going to clear the fraction. So we have 4's and 2's in the denominator. What is the common denominator of 4 and 2? And that would be 4. So here's my equal sign right there. I'm going to multiply every single thing in this equation by 4. And I'm going to multiply this side by 4. Alright, so let's start on the right. If I multiply by 4 over 1, and I multiply this, the 4's cancel, and I get 3x. Now I'm going to multiply the 4 times 3/2. I'll write that over here. 4 over 1 times 3/2 x. I can cross cancel, and I'm going to get 6x. And that's a plus sign, so I get plus 6x. And then I multiply the right side, 9/4 times 4 over 1. The 4's cancel, and I get 9. So I have 3x plus 6x. That makes 9x. Combine like terms, always. And then once I've combined like terms, now I have 9x equals 9. Just divide by 9. And my answer is 1. Very good. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so here I have an equation, and write it down, and I have 3 different denominators. I have a 3, a 2, and a 6. I need to get the common denominator, and the common denominator is 6. So now I'm going to multiply everything by 6. Everything on the left, everything on the right. So on the left, I have 6 times r. 6 times r is 6r. Then I do 6 times a negative 10/3. So I'll do that over here, times a negative 10/3. Put this over 1. I cross cancel, and I get negative 20. So minus 20, negative 20. And then I do 6 times a half, a positive 1/2. 6 over 1 times a positive 1/2, and I get 3. Bring down my equal sign. Then I'm going to multiply a negative 11/6 times 6 over 1, and I get a negative 11. Now I have to combine like terms. My like terms would be the negative 20 and the positive 3. That makes negative 17. So I have 6r minus 17 equals negative 11. Now I'm going to have a two-step equation, so I just add 17 to both sides. That cancels, and I get 6r equals 6. If I divide by 6, I see that r is equal to 1. There we go. It's a pretty simple equation once you get rid of the fractions. All right, let's try another one. Okay, write this problem down. Now we have 4 fractions. 8/3 x plus 3/2 plus 2/3 equals negative 23 over 6. Again, I'm looking at for a common denominator. The common denominator is 6. Multiply everything on the left by 6 and everything on the right by 6. All right, so I have 6 times 8/3 x. So I'll do 6 over 1 times 8/3. If I cross cancel, I get 2 times 8, which is 16x. Then I have to do 6 times 3/2. Do that over here. 6 times 3/2. Cross reduce, and I get 9. And then I do 6 times 2/3. So 6 over 1 times 2/3. Cross reduce, and I get 4. Then on the right side, I'm just going to cancel out the 6's when I multiply, and I get a negative 23. Now I combine like terms. Combine the 9 and the 4. 9 and 4 makes 13. Oops. So there's a 13. So I get 16x plus 13 equals negative 23. Now I have a two-step equation, so I just subtract 13 from both sides. This goes away, and I get 16x is equal to a negative 36. Is that right? Yes. Now divide both sides by 16, and that goes away, so I have x is equal to a negative 36 over 16. I can reduce that. I can divide by, let's say, 4. So let's see if that's right. I'd get a negative 9 over 4. And you can leave your answer like that. All right, so that's it for this particular lesson. So hopefully you're not as afraid of fractions when you learn how to clear them and get rid of them. Then you don't even have to deal with them. So your job is to do a whisk. When and where did you watch the video? Do a summary of what it was about, any questions that you have, and do that in your notebook. And then you'll have a worksheet that you'll need to do on notebook paper. Thanks for watching.